Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all doing well, that you're having a lovely week so far. My name's Emily and welcome to MemilyMakes. Right, I have a fair amount to get through with you today. First off, I've got a lovely cup of tea here in my little Madame mug. One of my favourite mugs, this. It's just quirky. It's a very old mug. Just going to take a sip, hang on. Yes, so this blend is part of the Bird and Blend subscription that I got, and today's cup is Easter egg nests. I'm still going through all the Easter ones. That was the first box that I got, was Easter ones. So I should get a new box next week, possibly. So I'm very excited to see what those are. But yes, that's my tea today. Updates. I have one update for you. I will be recording my April month-end wrap-up video next week. And it will be released on the Saturday the 6th of May. I almost said April then. Oh my gosh. Where did April go? So Saturday the 6th of May. I know it's the King's coronation, but you know, that is my schedule, so that's what's happening. I will probably be out and about in the village because the village is doing a big celebration for the King's coronation, so I'll probably be mingling with all the locals. Yeah, I'm not sure what's fully happening yet, but I heard there's going to be games and, you know, decorations. I need to do some decorations. Oof, shocking, I haven't done it yet. But yeah, so that's going to be exciting for us in the UK. But that's next week. That's ages away. But anyway, that's a little update for you. Right. So what else do I have? Oh, what I'm wearing. I'm going to do it straight away today. I am wearing the Frank Shawl by Hohi Locatelli. So I'm going to have to scooch back. So it's a pretty big shawl, this one, as they always are. So here she is. This is, as I said, I hope you can hear me now that I've put it in front of my face, but this is the Frank Shawl by Hohi Locatelli, and it is beautiful. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. I knit this one in Botanical Yarn, Botanical Yarn's yarn. It's quite difficult to say sometimes. But yeah, this pack, it was a pack that Sophie had dyed up. She dyed up a couple of colourways for when the shawl was released. And I just thought this pink and grey colourway was just lovely. I don't have names of the colourways. They were just options on the website, if I remember correctly. It was a while ago that I did this. But the construction of this shawl is absolutely brilliant. So you start off with one of these triangles. You knit the whole thing from top to bottom. You cast off at the bottom. Hi everyone, editing me here. You'll have to excuse the noise in the background. My washing machine's on because the weather's nice. I'm going to try and get some washing out. Just hopping in here because I knew this was going to happen and I explained the construction of the Frank Shawl incorrectly. So the two edge triangles, the two triangles that we knit up first, they were knit from bottom up. And we ended on the two edges that we needed to keep live. The stitches we needed to keep live. And then to connect those, we picked up the two edges for live stitches and we knit that middle section from the top down. Yeah, I knew it was going to happen. It's been a long time since I've made the shawl, but upon reflection, that's how it's constructed. Sorry, I'm leaning on my laptop and it's slowly sliding back. It's going well. But yeah, I just wanted to hop in and explain that because, yeah, unfortunately I did get it wrong. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video and yeah, see you in a bit. But you keep stitches along this edge and along this pink line here. You keep them live. So you put them on holders and then you move on to the other side triangle. Do the same again. And then you pick up the stitches on the inside edges of the two outer triangles and then you knit down, if I remember correctly. I think that was right. Yes, that was right. It's been a long time since I made this shawl, but yes. And then once you've done all that, you then add all these live edge stitches and you create a nice little edge. And yeah, I really enjoyed this construction. I really enjoyed the pattern because it was simple enough that I could just plough away at it whenever I fancied. But it was also, I hesitate to say complicated because I don't think it was complicated for me anyway. And complicated I feel is the wrong word. It was interesting enough to keep you sort of thinking, oh, I like this. So you've got these little yarn over, I'll bring it closer. There we go, you've got these lovely little yarn over sections here in the colour. I'm not going to say main colour, and I can't really say, I suppose it's contrasting, isn't it? But that colour obviously, as you can see, goes throughout, and it's these lovely end sections here, these lovely big blocks of colour at the bottom. And then you had 3 colours that sort of go together but are also different enough that each section is different. But yes, so you've got these lovely yarn over sections. Those are the same throughout all 3 sections. You have the lovely block of colour at the bottom. The middle block of colour was a lot less than the edge blocks. And yeah, and then obviously you had increases and decreases down the middle. I say increases and decreases from memory. I can't remember if this was knit up or down. I really can't remember how it was constructed, but either way, it was very interesting. And I highly recommend it if you're interested in doing something slightly different. It is a different construction in terms of shawl. Yeah, it's really nice. I really like it. So I'm quite warm now actually, so I might leave it off. But that is the Frank shawl by Joji Locatelli. Beautiful shawl. I mean, she does amazing shawls anyway, but that is what I was wearing. I feel like it's going to be like this most of the time now because the weather is getting warmer. We have a bit of sun today, so I might get some laundry on after I've done this. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, in the house at the minute, it's quite warm. Right, now, I don't have any finished objects for you today. I still need to tie in the ends of my mood snood. And technically, I could have 2, maybe 3 finished objects for you next week. Hopefully. I've sown the seed now, so it's going to have to happen. But yes, more on that in a little bit. On to my works in progress. Now, the first one I have for you is my Anthology Throw by Helen Stewart. Here we go. This project has been great fun, but the one takeaway that I will take from this project, sorry, a pigeon has just landed on the washing line. We're plagued by pigeons and ducks at the minute. We've got ducks nesting at the back of the garden, still waiting for the eggs to hatch. But anyway, completely, nature just, yeah, really baffles you. I don't know why it's on the washing line, but hey. Yes, this was designed to be an advent pattern, so it's designed to work with 24 mini skeins. Now, I don't know how many of you have seen my Vlogmas series from last year, so 2022 Vlogmas. I had my first ever yarn advent calendar, which was wonderful, and I did an advent pattern. It was a Helen Stewart design. It was the Dust of Snow wrap. Now, my plan was to knit up each section as I opened it, and that worked out perfectly with the Dust of Snow wrap. When I saw this, it was a toss-up, I think, between this one and the Dust of Snow. There was another wrap, I think, that was in the mix at some point. It's been a while, but anyway, I have thought, oh, maybe I could do this for this year's Advents. But having done it, no. No is the short answer. I couldn't. I could not keep up because it's a lot of knitting. It is a lot. And it's good in that respect because it used a lot of the 20-gram balls, skeins of yarn. From the Dust of Snow wrap, I've still got a fair chunk of yarn left over from that, whereas this kind of used most of it. In some cases, I had to use a tiny bit extra from other balls of yarn. But anyway, absolutely brilliant pattern. But yeah, if you're planning to keep up, unless you're a super fast knitter, which I am not, if you plan to keep up with knitting every day, probably have a think about this one. It is a great pattern, really lovely, loved it to pieces, but not one I could keep up with over Vlogmas. It's a busy period anyway, but absolutely loved it, and I love the final result. And that's a little bit of a spoiler because I cast off It's not finished, hence why it's not in the finished objects, because I haven't tied in all the ends yet. I've started them, but I just haven't finished. But it is cast off, so I can finally show it to you in its full glory, sort of full glory, because it's not blocked, so it's a bit wrinkly in places. But the main point is I can show you it spread out. So, oh, back we go again. Here we go. And this is my Dust of Snow wrap. Honestly, I feel like I'm back in December 22. This is my Anthology Throw. Here we go. It's pretty big, as you can see. I've been showing it previously, like really small and bunched up. So it's nice to actually be able to stretch this out and show you like this. It's pretty big. There we go. That's better, isn't it? It's pretty big. I'm going to fold it because that makes it a bit easier to show. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? As you can see, my colours are very jazzy. I'm going to bring it a bit closer because somewhere I heard it knocking on the floor. Here we go. This was my marker. Hang on, let me put it down again. Right, that was my marker. So that's where I got to last week. And as you can see, I just finished off that final colour and then cast off. My cast off is really loose, but I think that's fine because when I block it, it should stretch it out. But all of these colours are colours that I have hand dyed as part of my yarn business. My little yarn business, I dye yarn inspired by motorsport. So all of these colours are inspired by liveries of cars that I absolutely adore. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased. And it's like a little memory blanket, and it's kind of a little homage to my little yarn dyeing journey. But yeah, motorsport tends to be quite jazzy, so there we go. Well, or that or I seem to be drawn to all the jazzy cars. But there we go. That is my Anthology Throw, finally cast off, and I can finally show to you kind of as it's meant to be seen, but it needs to be blocked. Let me just show you the situation on the back. There we are. Ends, lots of ends. It's not as severe because I've done up to here. I've tied in up to about here. So there are a lot of ends, but it's not as bad as it could have been. And I don't feel as, oh, a few ends went in my cup of tea then. It's probably not a good idea leaving it there. But anyway, that is the Anthology Throw, and I'm hoping I can tie in all these ends. This is my plan, tie in all these ends and have it blocked for you for next week and have a finished object, hopefully. Right, the next object that I have for you, work in progress, is my For Fox's Sake sweater by Maxim Sear. Okay. I do love, I'm trying to figure out where to put stuff. It's everywhere, as usual. I do love this sweater to pieces, but as I say, it's just bedtime knitting, so it's not really coming along too quickly. If I show you, that's the marker from last week, so I've done about 1 inch again. And if I hold it up, I'm not going to dwell on this too much because it is, you know, I did try it on. It's pretty big. It is pretty big. I mean, it looks small when I hold it up against me, but I'm wearing something a bit more form-fitting today, so you can kind of see that it will be rather large. But that's fine. That's what I was hoping for. I almost feel like it might be a smidge too large, but I'm not about to rip it back. I'm going to wear it regardless. I wear a lot of my partner's jumpers that are massively, I say massively, they're not massively, but they're oversized to me. But yeah, so that's my For Fox's Sake sweater. I'm hoping I'll be able to get to the ribbing. I'm about 2 or 3 inches away from getting to the ribbing, I think. I may need to try it on again at some point just to, I did measure it when I tried it on. I'm not too far off. I just really need to just keep knitting. It's DK. What's my excuse for not getting to the ribbing yet? Anyway, that's the For Fox's Sake sweater. The next item that I have that I've worked on this week was my Very Veronica socks. I don't know which way to go when I hold it up. My Very Veronica socks. Pattern is by Twin Set and Pearl, and the yarn is by Botanical Yarn. And this is part of their Botanical Yarn have been doing a collaboration with Twin Set and Pearl for a sock club. So the idea is every month you sign up for it, and every month you get the pattern and the yarn for the pattern. Sock club. They started this last year, January 2022, and I signed up for the full year for 2022. They have continued it for 2023, but I haven't continued the subscription. Don't you hate it when you trip up on words? It's like your mouth going too, well, the words are coming too quick for your mouth. But anyway, I didn't continue my subscription. Plus I struggle with that word. I haven't continued with the subscription for 2022, purely because, and you'll know why, these are August 2022 socks. So I'm really behind. And if I'd have carried it on, I would be even more behind, basically. So anyway, let me, not drip this in my tea. Hang on. I don't know why I put it there. It's the most silliest of places to put a cup of tea. Anyway, so this little gummy bear is where I got to last week. And then I've since, because I was partway through the gusset, I think, when I was doing that. If I hold that out. Yeah, I was partway through the gusset. I think I was 2 or 3 rows off. I don't know why I didn't finish it. And then I am now on the foot. Forgetting how feet work. I'm now on the foot. So yeah, it's coming along really, really well. What is happening in the garden? There's a lot going on in this garden. It's a small garden as well, but there's a lot. Anyway, let me hold that up. As you can see, it's a very, very lacy sock on both sides. So it's taken me a little longer, I think. Although I think because I've missed doing socks, it's come along quicker than it otherwise would have. I'm not entirely sure. But that is the sock. 2 different types of lace down this front bit and back bit. That lace pattern continues on the top of the foot. And then you've got simple stockinette stitch on the back. As per a normal sock. I think I've got 2 more repeats to go in the lace work before I bind up, before I start tapering in for the toe. To my foot length anyway. I've kind of fine-tuned how long I have my socks so I don't have to keep trying them on and seeing how far. But yeah, those are my Very Veronica socks. I still have the other sock to do, so this is the first sock. But yeah, not too bad. Right, next. Oh, I didn't bring it over. Oh, that's silly of me. I meant to bring it over, but I didn't. I am working on a Totoro for my cousin, and I've left the pattern over there, so I can't show you it, unfortunately, but I can put the name below and I'll put who the designer of the pattern is. It's a crochet pattern, amigurumi, and it's Totoro from My Neighbour Totoro. If anybody is interested in Studio Ghibli, that's what this is. So let me show you. This duck marker is where I got to last week, and as you can see, sort of getting there. Excuse the eyes, they are temporary at the minute. I think they're in the right place actually, looking at it in my tablet behind the phone. I apologise. I should probably draw the curtains. It's proper distracting. There's just stuff happening in the garden. That is, I realise it doesn't quite focus when I bring him up. I don't know if it's the yarn, I don't know, or the reflection in the eyes, but yes, that is Totoro. And he's coming along slowly. He's coming along very slowly. It's right, I nearly dropped my stitch. Oops. There we go. So that's where we are with him. We'll get there eventually. Right, so the last item I have for you is, this was a project that I decided, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before. Oh, it's a robin. Oh, that's very cute. Anyway, I can't remember if this was last week or the week before, but I basically pulled out a paused whip. I've got a number of paused whips, and I realised that actually I really want to get those paused whips finished. If I can get those paused whips finished, then everything that I have on the needles is fresh. And I think that's going to be much better for me. It's going to be in a much better place, I think. So anyway, this project, I was about to say item, but it's the same thing. This project is my Breezeway Shawl by Carissa Browning. Here we go. And it's a really lovely shawl. Oh, and I did, thank you so much for the comments, by the way. I did get a proper pronunciation for one of the yarns that I'm actually using in this shawl. So the shawl uses mohair, So these are dyed by Botanical Yarn, so that's mohair. And then the other yarn that I'm using is this one, and this, I've been corrected, is called boucle. So I was calling it bucle last week. I think it was last week, but it's actually pronounced boucle. So yeah, thank you very much. I'm loving that. You learn something new every day. But as you can see, I am very, very low on this yarn, very low. And I think I've gone wrong, basically. But I'll show you where I got to last week, and I'll show you where I am now. It is very tangled, very tangled. Oh dear. We're just going to go with it. It's a right mess. Actually, no, we're not going to go with it because it's not working. Help. Right, okay, here we go. So the fish is where I got to last week. There. And if I drop this down, as you can see, I've done a fair chunk on this. It's all right, it's really twisted. There we go. I've done a fair chunk on this. So it's a stripy shawl. If I hold it like this, it might be better. It's a stripy shawl. And as you can see, the different colours are where I've used the different yarn. So this sort of darker colour is the mohair, and you hold it just the mohair. And then this lighter colour is the boucle, and you just hold that. You don't hold anything double or anything like that. And you swap each time you come to the centre, you change the yarn. Up until this point, we were increasing. And now that we've got to this point, we're decreasing on just the one side. So it should sort of meet at this end eventually, if that makes sense. But what I've noticed is that I have 10 stitches too many on this side. Where I say 10 stitches too many, it would be fine if I wasn't this low on yarn, which I am. I've been weighing the yarn, and it takes me about a gram each time to do this side, because I'm doing the long side at the minute. I do not have enough yarn to do another stripe, which is what I would need to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this repeat, and then when I get to this side, so when this boucle is on the short side, I'm going to decrease 2 every round, every row, I think. Decrease 1 every row, and then that will just cinch it in really quick. But what that means is that I will have enough yarn, basically. That's my plan. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but if you look on this edge, the boucle sticks out anyway because it's a thicker yarn than the mohair. So I think if I'm bringing it in quicker, it'll look okay. But that's all I can think of because I don't have any more of either yarn. It'd be nice to use all of this. I don't want to rip it back and take out a repeat or anything like that because it's going to be troublesome to rip out. But yeah, that's my plan. So I've just got to finish this repeat, and then I've got one more repeat which I'm going to be messing around with this side. I think it'll be fine. It will be fine. So that is nearly finished. But I really, really like it, and it's been great fun to knit because the construction has been really interesting. It's something new again. I love learning new things. That's one thing about me. I absolutely love it. I love challenging myself. And yeah, it's a really interesting make. It's that both of them, at the time of making this shawl, when I first cast it on, I'd never used either yarn before. I'd never used mohair, and I'd never used boucle before. I've used mohair since. This is the only project that I've used boucle in. It's a bit troublesome to work with, I think, for me anyway, but I've got into the swing of it now, as you can see. So we're nearly there on that one, and I'm really pleased because as I said before, my apologies, I am trying to talk far too quick. Slow down. As I said before, the Breezeway Shawl is a paused whip, so if I can get that finished, that's going to be a big win for me. But yeah, that's my works in progress. I could technically finish 3 projects for next week, so that would be tying the ends for my mood snood, and then I can class it as finished. Tying the ends for my Anthology Throw, which will then be another finished object, and then finish my Breezeway Shawl. That would be 3. That would be brilliant if I could do that. But we shall see. We shall see. Stay tuned. Right, what else have I got for you? I've got no cast-ons. That's the other thing. I've got no cast-ons this week, but if I can finish at least 2 of those works in progress for next week, then I can cast on something, hopefully, for next week. I've been tossing up ideas in my head as to which project I'm going to cast on, and it is between, was it Pink Fizz by Pink Fizz by Andrew. Both my patterns are by Andrew and Maori. Pink Fizz, or is it Pink Haze? It might be Pink Haze. It's a beautiful sweater with lacework panels down the sides. I'm sort of leaning away from that one at the minute just because I haven't finished mine, for fuck's sake. I think I only want one sweater on the go at one time, so I might try and plough forward with that one. I don't know. Or the Find Your Fade shawl. It might be the Find Your Fade because I cannot wait to work with those colours or make that shawl. So I think it might be Find Your Fade. Stay tuned. See what I cast on, I'm not sure. Anyway, I have some acquisitions for you this week. As I predicted last week, I placed an order with Shetland Wool Adventures for journals 3 and 4 because I have 1 and 2, which I showed you last week, in anticipation of this order arriving, and it arrived that day, so it's a bit unfortunate that I recorded early in the morning. But anyway, I have both those journals now, and here they are. So journal 3 and journal 4, bring them closer. Journal 3, journal 4. Beautiful. I love the photography in these. They're absolutely stunning. And again, patterns in the back. And then we've got a couple. This seems to be a lot of rhubarb recipes, which is delicious. Some beautiful articles. Also got a lovely walk there if you're up in that direction. It's very inspiring. It does make you want to go. It really does. And then if I come back to the front, I can show you the patterns that are in the book. So the actual patterns are in the back. These are just photographs and blurb. So that is a lovely snood. Oh, just dropped a card and some gloves. Very nice. I love these patterns. They just look very warm and comforting. I've gone backwards. It's a really nice top there. Very nice. Let me see. And we've got a lovely hat. Oh, I do like the colour work on these sorts of knits. They are very lovely. It's a lovely shawl there. Very nice. And is that... Oh, there's another one. Another sweater. Look at that colour work. It's beautiful. Just stunning. Is that the last one? Yep, that's the last one. So that is volume 3. And then volume 4. Again, patterns in the back. And then we've got some more recipes. Oh, it does make me hungry. Another walk. Oh, there's another card in here. I'm just going to take that out. Right. And then the patterns in this one are... I think that's a vest, isn't it? Looks like a vest. Lovely. I haven't made a vest yet. I'd be quite... Well, not a vest like that. I'm currently working on... It's a hat. Currently working on a vest, like a cotton vest top. That's in a paws whip. Lovely cowl there. These are just gorgeous. I really like them. Nice little headband. I like the look of that headband. I know I made a Tunisian crochet headband that was quite thick like that. But I don't know. I think that's lovely. I've just closed the patterns. There we go. What's this one? Socks. Oh, I love socks. I love a woolly sock as well. Beautiful. Another little vest. Quite like these vests. Look really, really nice on top of a shirt. That looks beautiful. Well, it's called a slip over there. And those are all the patterns in volume 4. So volume 3 and volume 4 have arrived. Yeah, I absolutely love them. And they look really, really nice. Coffee table books is what I meant to say last week. But I said coffee books, I think. Whoops. But yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. So yeah, really pleased that those have arrived. Now, the final thing that arrived this last week is my Attic Spindai, the next instalment of the Attic Spindai Beatrix Potter Club that I'm part of. Now, if you haven't received yours, or if you don't want to, or you haven't opened it and you don't want it to be spoiled, I would say just click away from the video now and I will see you next week. If you're not first and you want to see the yarn, you're interested, stay tuned because I'm about to show you. So this week's this month's instalment, so this is part 7, was The Tale of Tom Kitten. So we get the lovely card as usual, and this time we've got a really cute little cat stitch marker. So that's the first thing we get. Get a lovely cup of tea. I'm quite excited about this one. It sounds delicious, so I might have that after this video. So we've got the tea, and we've got the lovely little pouch of lavender with Tom Kitten print on the fabric. Oh, do love them. Got a lovely little Tom Kitten bookmark, which is very sweet. And then we've got the micro skein, and this is my micro skein. Again, I'm not sure if these are different for everybody. I think they might be the same, but that is my one for Tom Kitten. And then the yarn, so it is lovely. This is the yarn for Tom Kitten. Isn't that beautiful? I can't wait to put these all together. I'm still trying to figure out what pattern I'm actually going to make with these, but it's beautiful, isn't it? So this is The Tale of Tom Kitten yarn by Attic Spindai, and it's part of their, well, it's part 7 of their Beatrix Potter subscription or club, if you like. You can sign up whenever you like. It's on Etsy, just sign up whenever you like. It's not a rolling subscription, so every month you will have to log in to or go to Etsy and purchase each instalment individually. But yeah, I love them, really, really like them. So those are all my acquisitions. I think we're there. Oh, good news. I do have some more acquisitions coming. I've been very cheeky. I treated myself to some more Toft items from Create and Craft. So they should be coming, hopefully, should arrive by next week, I think. And then I'm just checking my notes. I've got some yarn that might be arriving today. There's a lady that I purchased yarn from on Etsy, and her shop is called Dye and Knit by Kate. Let me just check. Yes, Dye and Knit by Kate. She dyes amazing yarn. She dyes them on really interesting bases as well. So I'm looking forward to getting the yarn here because I'm really interested about the bases that I purchased as well. So, I mean, they're not too wild and wacky. They're not wild and wacky at all, but I was just interested in the yarn construct, you know, how the yarn would feel, how it would work up. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to seeing those and having them because they are beautiful. She dyes incredible yarn. Her colourways are always stunning. So very excited to get that. I've also been eyeing up some yarn on Zakami Yarn's website. They did a collaboration with a designer on a shawl. The shawl looks amazing. So that's a big indication as to I would like it. And they've also done kits for the shawl. So yeah, I'm still trying to decide if I really should be buying another kit for another shawl when I'm just staring at a table that is full of yarn. So how do I resist? It's impossible. But yes, so 2 deliveries should arrive for next week. Maybe. No, that one wouldn't arrive. I'm trying to think. The Zakami one is a pre-order, so it's a dye before you buy. No, buy before they die. Dye to order. There we go. I should know these things, but I don't. It's going to be a fun day. But yes, so that about covers everything, I believe. I'm just double checking. There's nothing that looks undisturbed. Everything's disturbed, so we're good. That covers everything. As I said at the start of the video, the next video will be my next weekly video, and then on Saturday the 6th of April, no, on Saturday the 6th of May will be my April monthly wrap-up. Oh, lots of words, and there's chaos. I'm getting distracted, there is chaos. absolute chaos, honestly. I think the pigeons rule our garden. It's pretty amusing. But anyway, enough of me getting distracted. I hope you have an absolutely amazing my voice holds. I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of the day, and I hope you have an amazing rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.